Hello and welcome to FDS. My name is Nate and I'm your host. Starting off today with a bit of a downer, as Wizards of the Coast has provided an update to a story we covered last week about Kamigawa Neon Dynasty being delayed in Thailand. On February 9th, Wizards posted an article announcing that all pre-release events in Thailand are now cancelled, and they do not have a firm date when the region can expect to receive product. The same article also announced that pre-release events in the Philippines have now been delayed until the week of February 18th through the 25th, but the regular release of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty will still remain Friday, February 18th for the region. So really, those events are now technically release events. At least the Philippines are getting product. Sorry about that, Thailand. Wizards of the Coast also announced on February 9th that the card Saiba Trespassers has the wrong creature type on the English printed version of the card. Currently, this version lists the card as creature type Ninja. The actual creature type of the card is Moonfolk Rogue. The card will have the correct creature type in all other printed language versions, as well as on Magic Arena and MTG Online. The article did not state if the card will be correct in future printings of the card. This oversight is similar to another they announced back on January 27th in an article posted on the Magic the Gathering website. In this article, they stated that on all printed versions of the borderless art version of Kyrie the Swirling Sky, the artist is incorrectly listed as Zaunos, when the actual artist is Yoshiya. The correct attribution will again be visible on Magic Arena and MTG Online because unlike printed cards, those versions have an edit button. Breaking news! Wizards released an article on February 15th as I was editing this episode. It is a statement on the German language version of Seven Tail Mentor cards. Apparently, the cards are missing the Dice Trigger rules text both on the printed version and in the online versions. But it does state that in Arena, the trigger will still happen despite the fact that the rules are not on the card. The rules text will be visible on Arena in the coming weeks. Just a quick note, all of these articles start off with, "It has come to our attention, ... Maybe they just need to pay more attention? Maybe? Also on February 9th, which apparently was Wizards does a massive news dump right before a big set release day, Wizards released the new comprehensive rules changes. This is something they do with every Premiere set since they are always adding new stuff like equipment creatures. They then have to add it to the rules. For those of you keeping track, the comprehensive rules are up to 261 pages. Back when I made this video in September, that many of you are probably familiar with, but if you haven't watched it, check it out. But back when I made that video, the rulebook was 257 pages. That's an average of almost one page a month. At this rate, rules lawyers and Magic judges will have to go to an actual MTG law school with official degrees in MTG theory. On the other hand, Wizards also announced that there will be no Oracle changes at this time, so there's that. Wizards of the Coast also released a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty manga that is free to read on their website or download as a PDF. Personally, I have read it and I enjoyed it a lot, and it was my official first manga. Yes, Wizards was able to do what my good friend Ethan was not, getting me to read manga. Why has it been this long? I don't know, to be honest. I just haven't gotten around to it. There was a lot of talk of NFTs this past week as an article from Polygon that released back in April of 2021 started making the rounds on social media. The article, titled "Hasbro CEO Says NFTs Are Being Considered for Magic the Gathering Other Franchises," quotes Hasbro's then CEO Brian Goldner as saying, "NFTs are a real opportunity for us. As you know, we have so many brands that really operate on multiple demographic levels, whether it's Transformers, whether it's Magic and the D&D brand, and brands like G.I. Joe. We have a team that is leading our effort out of the West Coast. We have our arms around this and see multiple opportunities on the NFT side, and you'll hear more about that as we move forward. But we are actively developing our opportunities here, and we do see it as substantial." Now, I want to be clear here. This article was posted back in April of 2021 when NFT was the new buzzword of the day. It also should be noted that Brian Goldner is no longer the CEO of Hasbro, having passed away in October of 2021. Chris Cox is now CEO, and we have no comments from him on NFTs. I also want to point out that I couldn't find an article dated after May 1st of 2021 referring to MTG and NFTs. Hasbro did eventually launch some Power Ranger NFTs on the Wax blockchain in October on the Hasbro Pulse website. Basically, you could pay around $200 to get a special one-of-a-kind digital piece of Power Ranger art, and you would also get a special digital token that you could then redeem for an all-new Zord Ascension Project Black and Gold Special Edition Mighty Morphin Dino Megazord 1:144 scale collectible. I don't know about you, but that just sounds like buying a collectible statue online but with extra steps. Nothing has been announced from Hasbro as of recording related to MTG and NFTs. It was reported by PC Gamer, Vice, and other news outlets that Wizards has had to send a cease and desist letter to the creators of MTG DAO. Is it MTG DAO or MTG DAO? Whatever. Regardless of how you pronounce it, it's a big old mess of copyright infringement. MTG DAO was a new format of Magic the Gathering that was supposed to incorporate NFTs in some way. My favorite parts from the white paper include: the reality is that individual cards are unpredictable investments at best, and many lose value. Like NFTs. The NFTs aren't meant to establish ownership of the card, it will only be used to allow that card to be played in the MTG DAO format. NFTs can be thought of as tickets to enter tournaments, or a way to represent temporary ownership in a cube draft, not as ownership of the copyrighted card. This, again, just seems like playing Magic, but with extra steps. The letter from Wizards' lawyer, which was released by the creator of MTG DAO on Twitter, says, "You appear to be operating under the mistaken assumption that the project would be legal because you would allow the reproduction of Magic cards in the form of NFTs only by a player who had purchased a physical card, a card on Arena, or a card on MTGO. This is not correct. It is the exclusive right of the copyright owner to reproduce the copyrighted work, such as a Magic card, in any format." It goes on to note that an exception that computer programs have for backup and archival purposes, but that doesn't apply to this scenario. What's even more hilarious is that MTG DAO posted this along with a tweet stating they, referring to Wizards, hint at their own NFT plans and ask we don't launch MTG DAO. Yeah, ask. That's what a cease and desist is. Asking. Okay, here's what the letter said. While Wizards is currently evaluating its future plans regarding NFTs and Magic the Gathering cards, no decision has been made at this time. Use of NFTs in connection with Wizards' intellectual property is therefore strictly prohibited. This is business speak for we might be working on NFTs for MTG, we might not. But in no scenario is it advantageous for me to say one way or the other until we are ready to do so. And there is no way that Wizards would even hint at such a big announcement in a cease and desist letter to someone infringing on their copyright. Basically, all this to say, we have no idea if there will be MTG NFTs at this time. On February 14th, Justin Wong on Twitter posted the art spoiler for Zangeif, a card in the upcoming Street Fighter Secret Lair. We already have seen the Chun-Li art, and we know that card will include multi-kicker. As for Zangief, the art is all we know for now. It also included this picture of the box made to look like an old arcade cabinet. We also can see from the card in the box that more art and cards will be revealed throughout the week. Tune in next week while I drool over them. Finally, we come to the pre-release of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, which by all anecdotal accounts was a smashing success. All over Reddit, Twitter, my local game store, and in my brain, everyone was raving about the set. Its limited environment seems well balanced and fun, both as draft and sealed, and the constructed environment looks very promising. Personally, I was unable to attend an in-person pre-release because with all the staying indoors for the past couple of years, I forgot about the concept of calling ahead and reserving a spot. I had to settle for a set booster box, and my god did I have fun opening that up. I haven't had this much fun opening up a standard set booster box in years. You know I like a set when I crack a pack and see the basic land and I get all stupid. I can't help but wonder how Streets of New Capenna is going to stack up compared to this set. It's sandwiched between the Return to Kamigawa and the Return to Dominaria. New Capenna is going to be an interesting diversion in the middle of all of that. Then the year is topped off with Unfinity and the Brothers' War. I really hope that Kamigawa Neon Dynasty is a sign that this is going to be an awesome year and not the outlier. That about does it for today. Like, subscribe, and click on the things. Wizards. Currently, this version lists the correct attribution, okay? visible on Magic Arena. Magic Arena. The correct attribution will again be visible. I like making up words. Borderless art version does a massive new they probably familiar with, but if you're not with, Wizards of the Coast also released a Kamigawa, but here we are. Link in the description down. That was a weird pause. To read on the Readby. What's a Readby? I had to. There was a lot of talk of NFTs this last week. No idea if there will be NFT MTGs. NFT MTGs. Wow, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. New Capenna is going to be interesting. Trying to go off script now. That's my problem. This show is part of the CIP network, inspiring creativity, one episode at a time.